Kim Kardashian has finally managed to control her unruly children by implementing stricter rules. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Kim Kardashian, who is known all over the world for her lifestyle and fame, seems to have finally reached a calm point at home after struggling with her children's behavior for a while. The 43-year-old mother of four, who has shared parts of her parenting challenges on her reality show, appears to be making real changes in how she handles her kids. Throughout the current season of her family's show, Kim has been very open about how difficult things had gotten in her home. But now, there seems to be a big shift, one that even surprised her own sister Khloe, whom Kim had once criticized for being too strict and having everything scheduled all the time. In one of the recent episodes of their show, the entire Kardashian family came together to film promo videos for the current season. After the filming ended, Kim stopped by to visit Khloe, who had also been visiting Kourtney and the baby, Rocky. When Kim arrived, she complimented Khloe by saying she looked like a beautiful mermaid. But what stood out more during their conversation was what Kim shared next. She told Khloe that she felt like work had become a kind of escape for her, a happy place, because for the first time in a while, her home felt peaceful. Khloe, clearly surprised, asked if this peaceful feeling was happening with everyone at home. Kim confirmed it was. That's when Khloe asked what had changed. Kim admitted that she finally took a step that helped bring the peace she had been searching for. She went to see a therapist, though only once, but what she was told made a big difference. The therapist had told her something simple: reduce the kids' screen time. Even though it sounded like common sense, Kim admitted she had not been consistent with it before. She explained that the therapist told her to create strict rules around things like no phones during meals. Kim said she knew the kids would get upset and maybe cry and scream for about a week, but after that, they would get used to it. The real problem for her had always been getting through that one hard week. She didn't want to deal with the emotional struggle. But once she pushed through it, things got better. In a private moment during the episode, Khloe shared her thoughts and said she was very proud of Kim for deciding to be stricter with her children. She mentioned that sometimes, it takes hearing advice from someone outside the family, like a therapist, for the message to really sink in. Khloe felt happy that Kim was finally starting to make these kinds of changes. Back in their conversation, Kim expressed confusion about why she could be so strong and clear when running her businesses but would suddenly become weak and unsure when dealing with her kids at home. She said she couldn't continue like that because raising her children is her most important responsibility, and she couldn't let them take control. She had to stay in charge. Khloe agreed and added that it's always better to correct these kinds of things when the children are still young. If not, it becomes harder to control when they grow up. Kim admitted that sometimes it just felt easier to hand the kids their phones rather than deal with a big situation. She pointed out that her children didn't spend all day on their devices, but even so, she recognized the need to make some changes. Khloe agreed and added that children are very smart and know how to take advantage of situations. Kim gave an example, saying her kids know when to test her patience and even seem to work together sometimes. One would distract her, while the other would try to get what they wanted. They were starting to play clever games to get around the rules. Khloe told her that in her own home, even though things are very structured and there are routines, the atmosphere is still loving and kind. She said being strict doesn't mean you stop being loving. It just means you are consistent with your rules and provide the right structure for the kids. Kim, in another private moment during the show, admitted that she had started using a stricter routine. She laughed at herself a bit, saying that even though she had once made fun of Khloe for being too strict, now she was doing some of those same things. Kim said she still thought Khloe went a bit too far, but now she understood the value of discipline. Khloe, speaking again to the camera in her own private moment, explained what being strict really means to her. She said it doesn't mean being mean or harsh. It just means setting clear rules and sticking to them. She talked about how important it is for children to know that when a parent says no, it truly means no. There shouldn't be any room for negotiation, bribing, or giving in later. Khloe also told Kim during their chat that rules, structure, and discipline are really forms of love. She said things like regular bedtimes and consistent schedules are not just rules, but signs that parents care. She believed these things help children feel safe and loved. Kim nodded and said that she obviously had rules in her house too. Khloe gave a soft laugh and said she wasn't doubting that, but was just pointing out that sticking to the rules consistently was key. Kim laughed along and responded with a playful, "Here we go." This conversation between the sisters showed a real change happening in Kim's life. She was beginning to understand that being a parent isn't just about giving kids everything they want or trying to avoid arguments. It's about making sure they grow up in a home where they understand boundaries and feel supported at the same time. It also showed that Kim was not afraid to admit when she needed help or when something wasn't working. By taking the advice of a professional and applying it in her own way, she had found something that worked for her family. Even though Kim is someone who runs several successful businesses, appears on television, and is constantly in the spotlight, parenting remains one of the hardest jobs for her. That one conversation with a therapist gave her the courage to make tough decisions at home. It also helped her create a better routine for her kids. She said that even though the beginning was tough, the outcome was totally worth it. The way Kim opened up about her struggles and changes could help a lot of parents who feel overwhelmed. It's not unusual for moms and dads to feel like they're doing everything wrong, especially when their kids don't listen or when the house feels chaotic. But Kim's experience shows that even small changes, like putting away phones during meals and saying no more firmly, can make a big difference. It might take a few days of protest from the kids, but in the end, it can lead to a calmer and happier home. The episode also highlighted the strength of the bond between the Kardashian sisters. Even though they tease and laugh at each other sometimes, there is a strong level of support and learning that goes on between them. Kim's shift in attitude came after years of watching Khloe stick to her strict routines, and it was only after trying it for herself that she realized how helpful it could be. By being honest about her journey, Kim gave fans a more real and human side of herself. People often see her as someone who lives a very glamorous life, but in this episode, she showed the real day-to-day struggles of being a mom and trying to do what's best for her children. It reminded viewers that even someone as famous as Kim Kardashian has moments of doubt and moments where she needs advice from others. Her story might even inspire other parents to look for balance in their own homes. It's easy to fall into habits where screens become babysitters or where saying yes feels easier than having a hard conversation. But Kim's new approach proved that even a small step toward structure and discipline can bring surprising peace. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.